What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a very special episode of Wednesday afternoon worship. Well, I guess it's not that special. It just happens to, fall on the greatest day of the world, me and Tiki's birthday. And today, on this most sacred of days, my 28th of them, 360 Mac Gamer requests we crack open Escape from Old Corvoza. Let's talk about the god of the Red Mantis assassins, Achaekek. If you're liking what you're seeing, like, subscribe, ding that bell. Today, this episode of Wednesday Afternoon Worship was brought to you in part by the man who requested it,
360 Mac Gamer.
Ross, you're the best. Now, let's hit it. So, on planet Earth, we have guilds of assassins, of course. We've talked about those at length throughout both Faction Fridays and Wednesday Afternoon Worship, as truly they often coincide. However, Deicide is an entirely different entity, and that's a theme we're looking at today. And no, I don't mean the death metal band. What I mean is the killing, or in this particular case, the killer, of a god. It happens a lot in mythology. Set killed Osiris, through Loki's trickery, Balder was killed. Really just across all the mythology, it happens a lot. Enter Pathfinder, and our evil form of Deicide, who really has been reined in recently, takes the form of the patron deity of the Red Mantis assassins. If you missed who they are, and they're super spooky, follow this card right up here. Ignore the fact that I changed the title of the series. It's a better title now. Anyway, many theologians, including those who in fact worship Achaekek, agree that another god, or perhaps a group of them, were responsible for Achaekek's creation. Who exactly is responsible is unclear, though the churches of almost all of the core deities have compelling arguments that point to their patrons as the source of Achaekek. The most cogent belief, as one might expect, is the belief that the Red Mantis themselves espouse that the creator of Achaekek himself is long dead, killed literally by Achaekek himself for daring to create something as monstrous as Achaekek is. In art, Achaekek is universally depicted as a towering crimson mantis with 4 killing arms and a savage spike at the end of his long abdomen. His eyes are endless pools of night, and he leaves a trail of blood wherever he walks. Said, of course, to be from those countless victims that the god and his cult have slaughtered over the eons. As long as faith has existed, though Achaekek doesn't actively seek out worshippers, there have been those who see much to both worship and fear in the Mantis god's actions. The only actively organized church on Galarian, in LXVII, both serves as the guild house of the most feared assassins guild in the Inner Sea and the home of his holy servants, but those holy servants do not strike against rightful rulers, so too as Achaekek does not directly strike against the gods, though, of course, in the past it appears that Achaekek was able to do so, and it's only recently that that behavior has changed. Now, only a little tiny bit of homebrew today. We've got, as of Inner Sea Faith's obediences, we actually have stats for this bad boy. In fact, in Curse of the Crimson Throne, let's get right to it though. Achaekek, of course, is lawful evil. His domains are death, law, evil, trickery, and war, with the subdomains blood, deception, devil, murder, tactics, and thievery. His favorite weapon, the sawtoothed saber, and his holy symbol, a pair of crossed mantis claws. To perform Big Red, and I'm probably going to call him that for the rest of this video, kinda like that. Anywho, to perform Big Red's deific obedience, meditate in a private place before a trophy or broken religious symbol taken from a target you have been contracted to kill. This trophy must be anointed with a single drop of your blood, drawn from your flesh by a sawtoothed saber. Hopefully you sanitized it first, and the trophy must be destroyed at the end of your meditation. If you have yet to complete a contract, have no appropriate trophies at hand, or seek to serve the Mantis god in other ways than as an assassin, you must instead offer your own vital fluid to he who walks in blood by cutting yourself along the right arm with a sawtooth saber. Such self-mutilation deals 1d6 points of damage to you, which cannot be healed during the hour of meditation without disrupting the obedience. After the meditation ends, the wound can be healed however you would like. In return, you gain a +2 profane bonus to confirm crits while wielding that sawtooth saber. As long as you have a sawtooth saber in each hand, you can use those blades to complete the somatic component of any spell you cast, and you treat sawtooth sabers as your divine focus for the casting of divine spells. Evangelist boons grant us Disguise Self thrice a day, Invisibility twice a day, or Gaseous Form once a day. At 16th level, He Who Walks in Blood cloaks your steps, ensuring that you can move clandestinely during your hunts. You are constantly under the effects of a Pass Without Trace spell unless you wish to be followed, and have a +2 profane bonus on stealth checks. Fun! At 20th level, your deadly equipment is sacred to you. Literally took you all the way to 20th, apparently. Okay. As long as you carry a Mask of the Mantis on your person, even if you do so by carrying it in an extra-dimensional space, you can instantly don it as a free action or as part of an attack of opportunity. While you wear a Mask of the Mantis, you can attempt to demoralize a creature within 30 feet using Intimidate as a swift action, and you no longer need to expend charges from that Mask of the Mantis to get that Death Watch ability, although you must expend charges as normal to use the mask's other effects. Exalted boons grant us Doom thrice a day, Death Knell twice a day, or Blood Biography once a day. At 16th level, to your heightened olfactory senses, the acrid scent of blood is as pleasing and distinctive as the sweetest perfume. Oh good. 3 times per day you can cast Blood Scent on yourself as a spell-like ability. This ability does not grant the spell's bonus on attack and damage rolls, even if you're an orc or have a rage ability, but at 20th level, when you perform your obedience for the day, if you are not contracted to kill a target, you can name a single target. You need not know the exact name of your target, but you must know a suitably detailed and correct description, such as the Thieves Guild's second in command. Against that target, you gain a +2 profane bonus on attack rolls and weapon damage rolls, and you deal an additional 2d6 points of damage. Nice. The save DCs of any spells you cast on the target increased by 2, also nice. And if you are contracted to kill a target, these bonuses apply against that target. If you are contracted to kill multiple targets, you must choose one against whom these bonuses apply when you perform that obedience. Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. Extra dice, extra powerful DCs, buffs to attack and damage, yeah, sign me up. Anywho, Sentinel boons, it's Lead Blades. Nice. 3 times a day, Spiritual Weapon twice a day, or Keen Edge once. At 16th level, all wounds you inflict with the Sawtooth Saber are bleeding wounds and deal 1d4 points of bleed damage to the target if you deal bleed damage via another source. This ability does not deal additional bleed damage. You can also use Bleed as a quicken spell 3 times per day. At 20th level, you take no penalties on attack rolls from 2-weapon fighting when wielding 2 Sawtooth Sabers simultaneously, and you gain a +2 profane bonus on all damage rolls with Sawtooth Sabers. If you deal sneak attack damage with a Sawtooth Saber, you deal 2 additional points of damage for each die rolled as part of your sneak attack damage. Ooh, that's terrifying. The 2-weapon fighting rogue, who's been struggling to keep up with the fighter with that lower bab this whole time, just got an edge. On top of that, if you have levels in the Red Mantis Assassin Prestige class, the DC for the save against your prayer attack increases by 2. So Sentinel and Exalted are pretty similar here, but that's fine with me because both of them are really good, both of them are really playable. It just depends on if you're going to be a Red Mantis Assassin, if you're going to 2-weapon fight, so on and so forth. Now, on the other side of that, if you'd like to, try your luck against this guy, he does in fact exist as a CR30 encounter. If you look at him in Escape from Old Corvosa, you'll see his entry's a little old. He has a grapple check, he has listen and spot checks. Whew, okay, cool. But, of course, he's still perfectly fightable, perfectly realistic, Well, maybe. It depends on the power creep in your games. Though he may be a god, seems to be he sits on the power level of like an Imperial Lord or Demon Lord. Anywho, we won't talk about all the crazy numbers, but we will talk about those special abilities. Once per minute, as a move action, Achaekek can create a portal between planes by raking one of its claws through the air. This duplicates the effect of a gate spell. The gate remains open as long as Achaekek concentrates. So that seems fair, right? Need to travel somewhere? This man will literally open the door for ya. And while doing so, will sense life and death as if under the effects of a Death Watch spell at all times, and is constantly under the effects of a Freedom of Movement spell, because why not? Achaekek also has improved evasion and a poison attached to his sting and spikes ranged attack. This poison has a DC of 45 and does 1d4 points of negative levels. Neat. Creatures that are immune to poison can still be affected by the secondary damage, but not the initial damage, which happens to be the same, but they get a plus 10 circumstance bonus to resist that toxin. And those negative levels are gonna stack as you're fighting this dude, because only damage dealt by a creature of demigod or greater status deals lethal damage to the Mantis God. Achaekek regenerates even if it fails a saving throw against Disintegrate or a death effect, and if Achaekek should happen to fail a save against a spell or effect that would kill Achaekek instantly, the effect deals non-lethal damage equal to Achaekek's full normal hit point total plus 10. Achaekek is also immune to effects that produce incurable or bleeding wounds, like something from a clay golem, say. Otherwise, this guy is regenerating 40 every round. Disgusting. But it gets worse. This dude's wielding real big scimitars because all of Achaekek's natural weapons threaten a critical on 18 to 20, and with the improved critical feats Achaekek has, of course that puts it to 15 to 20, and any creature that Achaekek crits must make a DC 43 fort save to avoid being stunned for 1 round by the force of the blow, which might even go out, you know, 100 feet or so, because as a standard action, Achaekek can hurl 2 poison spines from his stinger. These spines are replenished immediately, and again, range increment of 100 feet. You're fine, right? Just go invisible. Nope. Achaekek has True Seeing, and an ability called Unweaving Aura. Each round, all the creatures within 360 feet of this monster must make a DC 32 will save. Failure indicates that a random, ongoing magical effect on that creature is dispelled, as if by a successful dispel magic. If the creature has no applicable magic auras to be dispelled, it's 2 points of charisma drain instead. That's every round. Achaekek drops in the middle of a bunch of commoners, suddenly they're all catatonic. Disgusting. So disgusting, in fact, that I think this creepy boy needs, you know, his own homebrew anti-paladin code for all those tyrant characters that have invested real heavy into their stealth score. If you think you can beat it, throw it in the comments. It goes as such. I am a trained killer, and no act shall distract me from my sacred art. I am a blade in the shadow, not the eyes or ears. As he who walks in blood never lays a hand on the other deities, so too shall I never seek to end the life of a rightful ruler. Everyone else is fair game. Payment for services rendered is not negotiable, and is up to me to set. I know my talents, and I refuse to sell them for anything less than their value. It is my responsibility to ensure that my targets stay dead. Should they return in unlife or in resurrection, my hunt for them continues anew. No wall is thick enough, no bodyguards strong enough, no safe house hidden well enough to stop me from completing my task. I am a servant of the Slayer of Gods, and I will strive to achieve all that he who walks in blood ever has, and, you know, make that achievement. As of planar adventures, Achaekek might pass out, oh, you know, some custom Black Dragon gaming boons today. One time, as an immediate action, when you deal damage to an opponent who is not aware of your presence, that opponent must make a fort save DC 10 plus half your hit dice plus your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, whichever is higher, or die, because we can't all be assassins, right? But if we could, certainly Achaekek is the deity to gravitate to. I really like all of the mystery that surrounds Achaekek because that mystery can write a campaign. How was Achaekek created? Who created Achaekek? Why was Achaekek created? These are questions that certainly a campaign can answer as time goes on. That doesn't even necessarily have to be a game focused on the Red Mantis assassins either. I feel like anybody, really, might be interested in this given the right bit of motivation. It's that simple. Quest for knowledge, quest for power, quest to prevent this thing from killing everyone in the world. Everybody's got some stake in this. If I were to make a character who worshipped Achaekek, honestly, when we did the Norgriber video, we talked about an all-rogue party where sneak attacks were flat replaced with death attacks, each additional sneak attack dice increasing the save or die by 2. I think that would still be quite a bit of fun, and kind of like how we talked about last week with the Cult of Razmir. Follow this card right up here if you didn't catch that, by the way. That giant bug mask creates a lot of anonymity behind that mask, and if the party and the NPCs never see behind that mask, you are whatever race, whatever gender, whatever you want to be. Honestly, it's not a bad look for a vigilante, given the fact that, you literally have your own costume right there. But what do you guys think? Have we worshipped Achaekek? Have we played a Red Mantis assassin? Have we fought Achaekek? Throw it in the comments. We'll keep that conversation rolling. And I think we're fresh out of patron requests, so assuming there's no patron sniping going on between here and there, next week on Wednesday afternoon worship, truly, we're gonna talk about Shaika. See you then.